Hi everyone. So maybe it's the morning, maybe it's the evening or the night that you are enjoying your practice. Some things that you'll need for practice are a blanket, maybe a towel. Both of those things work very well, but I would recommend like a big bath towel or a big beach towel that will have a little bit more depth to it. Also for class today, a couple of yoga blocks. And if you're looking at me and saying, Nina, the stores aren't open right now, I don't have any yoga blocks, no big deal. You can use a big cushion off your couch or a couple of throw pillows. You could also use some books, right? And you can stack the books as high as you like, as low as you like. So if you need an extra couple of seconds to go grab those items, please go ahead. Don't short yourself. But know that also if you have 2 yoga mats, you could roll up your second yoga mat and you could use that as a prop as well. So where there's a will, there's a way. Let's enjoy practice. Let's start seated. So if you'd like to sit on that cushion, that block, that towel, that will begin to release some tension in the lower back area and through the hip thigh area as well. So if you've been sitting a lot or standing a lot, this is a really comfy way to be able to sit down on your sitting bones. A couple of other things. If you wanted to add a little bit more ambiance to your practice, notice today I have my pink pants on, I have my green hair tie, my green mat, and these are all things to enhance and create that loving space. Because when we talk about the heart practice in yoga, philosophy says that the color that corresponds to it is mainly green with hints of pink. So maybe you think of a beautiful lotus flower that is green with hints of pink. So even wearing that clothing or bringing stones that are like the rose quartz or anything that is green into your practice and you believe in that energy, please add that to your practice. Also essential oils that have anything to do with fruits like lemon or orange, or florals like jasmine or lavender. And I think a lot of us have like lemon and lavender as part of our collection if you do have that. And you could put just a drop on your wrist and rub it together, and you could even put it on your temples, the backs of your ears or your chest, and that may stimulate the heart energy as well. So enough of me talking. Find a comfortable seat, whether you cross the legs or one ankle in front of the other, any comfortable seat that works for you. And so I invite you to rock forward, back, side to side, and just find that spot where you feel the base of your sitting bones, using your hands by your sides to lift tall, the shoulders back and down, and the chin parallel to the earth. Closing the eyes or softening the gaze. Starting off by practicing a few cleansing breaths. So breathe in through the nose. Exhale, audible sigh. Again, breathe in. Exhale, open. And practicing these cleansing breaths as often as you need to, not only right now at the beginning, but throughout the rest of your practice. They release a lot of tension, and I like to visualize it creating space for what is to come. Noticing the coolness of your breath as it travels in, and the warmth of your breath as it travels out. The mind may be very busy, which is normal. Be okay with that. And we're doing our best to hone in to the now. So maybe another cleansing breath. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, audible sigh. A longer exhalation promotes relaxation. Take an opportunity in these next breaths to set an intention for your practice, for your day, your evening, or your night. So maybe you slide the left hand up to meet your heart. Perhaps the right hand joins. Ask yourself, what would I like to embody throughout practice? What would I like to work on? What is my word for the day? Answer any of those three questions. Allow it to be whatever bubbles up to the surface first, trusting your intuitive self. And then seal it with your breath, breathing in and breathe out. Good. Releasing the hands down towards the knees or by your sides, growing tall once again, establishing a nice rhythm of your breath. So breathing into the abdominal wall as the tummy expands with the breath. Breathing out through the nose as the navel goes in towards the spine. And continue this breath. For this deep abdominal or diaphragmatic breath affects your blood pressure. The diaphragm holds up the heart and the lungs. Well, mainly holds up the heart, the lungs are above. Or the heart has a little home in the diaphragm muscle. And as you breathe, the diaphragm rises and falls with the breath, calming the body and the mind. And so doing your best to maintain this nice deep fluid breath throughout your practice, using your breath and your intention as an anchor. But I will also share positive affirmations and quotes to keep the mind in a loving space. So as you breathe here, let's start off with some shoulder rolls. Maybe you maintain the eyes closed. Maybe you open them and have a soft gaze. As you inhale, roll the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, back and down. Good. Again, inhale up to the ears. Exhale, back and down. And continue that at your own breath's pace. If linking breath with movement does not feel right or cooperate this morning, just breathe deeply and meet your body where it is. Be patient with your body and your mind, loving and accepting yourself where you are today. Good. Twice more and more if you need them. And if you're just moving one shoulder and the other one's tender, that's okay. Good. And as you finish up, reach the arms out to T. Then bend at the elbows, creating cactus arms as you spread the fingers wide. So we'll practice cat-cows here, warming up the region of the upper back and upper chest. As you inhale, draw the elbows back, open up the chest, maybe pick up the gaze. Then as you exhale, you find the opposite, palms together, forearms, and maybe chin slightly in. Repeat, inhale, open up, lift the heart. Exhale, bring it in, keep the spine tall. Couple more, breathe in, breathe out. And last one, inhale, and exhale. Perfect. Bring the hands by the sides, lean back a little bit, let go of the legs, popcorn the knees a few times, helping the blood circulate through the lower body. And then windshield wiper, getting all the way up into the hips. Release a little tension as you point and flex. And do that 3 more times. Point and flex. Breathe. 1 more. Beautiful. Rock the legs in the non-habitual way. So whatever's in front is behind, whatever's underneath is on top. Inhale, reach out, nice and big, opening up the heart space. Exhale, side stretch to your right. So reaching beyond the crown of the head. Work through the neck here if you wish, and it feels good. Look down to the bottom hands as you press away. Then gaze forward. Draw the chin in slightly for a neutral neck and a safe transition to gaze underneath the arm. 2 more cycles of breath here. Breathe in, maybe smooth out the elbow, wrist and fingertips as you breathe out. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, come all the way up, arms out to T, and then exhale, twist to your right and release the hands down towards the mat or floor. Use them as leverage to pick up out of the root of your spine, yet keep this heart space open, so draw the shoulders back and down. Breathing through the nose and out the nose. 2 more cycles of breath, nice and tall. Brilliant. Inhale, unwind head, body follows, arms out to T. Exhale, side stretch to your left. Press away, even out the weight through your sitting bones. And then work through the neck if that felt good. Gaze down, forward, draw the chin in slightly and gaze underneath the top arm. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Nicely done. Inhale back up to the up top, arms to T. Exhale, rotate to your left and release. Lift tall out of the root of the spine. Draw the tailbone down and the tummy slightly in. Notice the shoulders. Open up, back and down. Breathe. Then as you inhale, unwind your head and your body follows. Do your best to maintain your breath throughout practice, for that will give you the ability to digest life where it is presently. And if at any time you just want to continue to stay in one pose and continue to breathe because that's what feels good to you, then do it. I encourage you to do so. Listening to your body and giving your body that gift is what we need ultimately to find that beautiful balance that we all crave. Okay, so let's go ahead and come on to all fours. And if you need, you can open up that blanket or towel and place it at the middle of the mat. Here, starting with some cat-cows. So maybe the heels of the hands underneath the shoulders as you press through feet and hands. If that's too much for a shoulder that might be tender, you could come down onto the forearms and place the crooks or creases of your elbows underneath your shoulder joint. Either way is valid. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward as you lift up your chest and head. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back as you dome the upper back and maybe look back at the legs. And repeat that 3 more times. Inhale, tailbone crowns the head up. Exhale, rounding. And maybe you say to yourself, I love and accept me unconditionally. I love and accept me unconditionally. Brilliant. Let's come on to the tummy into Sphinx pose. So bring the forearms out there towards the top edge of your mat and very carefully slide the legs back. And if you're using that blanket still, now the frontal hip bones have a cushion to lay upon. So maybe the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. Maybe the elbows are a little farther out. The reason being for that is comfort versus discomfort in your lower back. So see where this works for you. If having them shoulder width doesn't pan out, maybe you interlace the hands and press away. Maybe you bring the arms a little bit wider than the shoulders, and maybe that broadness of the arms gives you the comfort that you need. See where it works best for you, and if all else says no, you could always stack your forearms and place the forehead, and you find a smaller back bend. So as you press away, lift the chest and head to start. See about possibly drawing the shoulders back and down. Press the pubic bone into the mat a bit. See what that does for the shape. And then maybe you close the eyes and allow your heart to sink into the mat a bit. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you say to yourself, I am creating a loving space for myself. I am creating a loving space for myself. For the difference starts with you. Soften. Allow the heart to melt, creating a little compression in the shoulder joints if that feels good to you. As we relax into these Yin Yoga shapes, we allow more flexibility through the joints and build bone density through the areas that have compression. Most of all, building a lot of patience. If the head droops, that's quite all right. Slowly coming out of your Sphinx pose, create those cactus arms again and bring the left cheek down to the mat. Give yourself a moment, practice your cleansing breaths if need be. Breathe through the nose. Sigh it out. Again, inhale. Exhale, open. Closing the lips, seeking out that ebb and flow of your breath once again. And as you breathe here, slide the right knee up towards the right elbow. So the inner knee and inner ankle is maybe on the mat, maybe on the floor, carpet, rug. And breathe here. So the chest space is open. If you notice the shoulders going up to the ears, draw them down and slide the forearms and elbows down a bit. Breathe. I follow my heart's song. I follow my heart's song. When I think about following my heart's song, I think of birds singing. Maybe you think of something else. Maybe slide the left foot out a little bit deeper. So I curl my toes under to lift the knee and slide the foot out. Now I have a deeper separation of both ankles. Take it to your own comfort level. Maybe now you lift up the left foot and point the toes up to the sky. Perhaps you reach back with the left hand and gather the pinky side of the foot. So the same foot, same hand. And breathe there. Now getting a nice quad stretch through the left front of your thigh. If it doesn't feel good, let it go. I follow my heart's song. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly release the left foot if it's gathered. Place the hand where it was. Take a couple more breaths right here. Some people like to call this Spider-Man pose. Nicely done. Go ahead and straighten both legs back at the center of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. So for this next pose, we're going into broken wing pose. I'll demonstrate with my arm that's closer to the screen, but you'll work on your right arm. So extend your right arm out at shoulder height. Line up your wrists with your shoulder. Then turn the head, or keep the head where it is, I should say. Still the left cheek on the mat, but I'll turn mine since I'm demonstrating. Slide the left hand closer to the face, maybe even pick up the elbow. Bend both knees, toes up to the sky. Breathe in to prepare, press through both hands firmly. Breathe out, rolling onto that right shoulder. Bringing the feet behind you, readjusting the feet to find comfort. For some of us, we need to bring both knees, one on top of the other like a clam, and slide the knees closer to the heart to find comfort and support. Some of us may take the legs farther back and lift that right knee up towards the sky, and maybe even reach back for the right foot. Otherwise, find where it feels good to you. The sensation for everyone is felt in a different spot, not necessarily across the chest in front of the shoulder. Now, if your shoulder is tender on that side, another way to do this or modify this may be just reaching that right arm back towards the wall. It may be that half of maybe like a stop sign and reaching that back. Or it may be using the wall, carefully placing that right hand back, maybe up, or sliding back no farther or no more than the height of the shoulder. And you could do this kneeling, sitting, or even standing. So just see where this chest opener works for you, or even bringing the right arm behind you along with the left may work as well. Breathe. Nice full breath. I am compassionate towards myself and others. I am compassionate towards myself and others. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Now very carefully coming back to your tummy if you're sitting or standing, or coming back to your tummy if you were on your shoulder. Bring both arms by your sides, cheek to the mat, or even the forehead, which will feel a little odd, but we're just bringing everything back to neutral. Breathe in. Breathe out, compassion towards yourself, compassion towards others. Good. Continue to breathe into your tummy as you bring the arms out to cactus arms again. And now sliding left knee towards the left elbow. So now you'll come onto your right cheek and breathe there into that Spider-Man pose. Maybe sliding the right ankle out a little farther towards the right bottom edge of your mat. Perhaps bending the right knee, pointing the toes up to the sky. And maybe that right hand would like to reach back for the pinky side of the foot. Does this feel good in your body? Please treat this side individually from the other and do your best to relax into the shape. Allow gravity to pull you down. Breathe in, breathe out. slowly release the right foot or whatever side you're on. Reach that right arm out, or whatever side you haven't done yet, as the left hand comes close to the face. Right? So going into broken wing pose on the other side. So if you need to come up and use the wall or bring the hands behind you as you sit, do that instead. But if this shoulder feels really good, then go for it. Extend the arm out at shoulder height, right? Other hand close to the face. Slowly picking up both feet. Nice big breath in. Full breath out, twisting the lower body. Coming onto the hip. Maybe both knees stacked. And maybe even drawing the knees a little closer to the chest so that feet have a place to rest. Maybe take it a little farther back as you pick up the top knee. Perhaps you reach back again for the foot and breathe there. Nice full breath. I forgive what has passed and what is coming. I forgive myself for what has passed and what is coming. I forgive others. As we find forgiveness in our lives, we release some tension from the heart space and allow that energy to flow. For sometimes the energy at the heart is low, sometimes a little too high. When it feels low, we feel unworthy. We feel a heaviness. But as we forgive, that might be one of the little details that opens up the energy of the heart. Forgive yourself. Forgive others from the past, the present, and what is to come. Leave that space open for love to flow. Breathe. Good. Slowly release the foot if you have it gathered. Draw the knees to touch. And find your tummy again. Arms by the sides. Maybe you're seated. Maybe you're standing. Forehead to the mat or cheek. Give yourself a moment here in this neutral position. Practice your cleansing breaths if you feel so inclined. Good. Close the lips, reestablish the ebb and flow of your breath into the diaphragm and the abdominal wall. Nicely done. Carefully, maybe you come up to your forearms to pick up. Maybe you walk the hands underneath. Finding tabletop again. And as you find tabletop on all fours, walk your hands out in front of you about 2 handprints. Practice hip hinges. So as you inhale, draw the pelvis forward into a high cobra, or what we call in yin, not sphinx, but seal. And then exhale, seat to heels. in your child's pose. So again, traveling forward, tummy in to protect the back and back. Breathe. Only go as far as it feels good to your shoulders and your lower back. So if this movement is very small, you still receive the benefit. A couple more. Nice little release in between poses. Last one. Practice more if you need them. Good. So as we come up, here's a nice place to use blocks or even the bolster or books. We're going to start with one side, melting heart pose. So for this one, left hand underneath your shoulder or elbow, right? Right hand extends out just as far as it feels good to you on the block or not. On the block or book is a little bit more intense. Melting the heart down to that place where you feel a little compression in your shoulder joint, yet it feels good in all areas of your shoulder. You may take that left forearm parallel to the top of the mat and then bring the forehead down. The hips are high, but if they draw back, that's perfectly fine. You're looking for a stretch underneath the shoulder through the armpit or underarm and compression at the top of the shoulder joint. This is called half melting heart pose. So you're allowing the heart to melt towards the mat. Breathe. If this is too much on all fours, you could do this at the wall. Breathe in. You can even lift the arm over the head and draw the shoulder back along with the arm in a diagonal as well. So now that you have those options, find the one that best suits you and breathe into this loving space that you're creating for yourself. Good. Carefully coming up, pressing through the hands. Find yourselves kneeling or back and begin to roll that right shoulder up, back, and down, or whatever side you've done it. And just release, allowing the blood to flow. Good. Let's practice the same on the other side. Block, book, or none at all. Wall if you need to, one hand underneath the forehead, one at the wall, or just bringing the arm back if you're sitting, but still the arm up to the sky, or finding the right forearm underneath your forehead, left arm extended just as far as it feels good, and inviting the forehead down. Breathe. Carefully coming out, take your time. Sit back or kneel. Roll out the left shoulder, up, back, and down. Good. Interlace the hands in front of your heart. You don't necessarily have to kneel. Sit in a way that feels good to you. And then flip the palms out, getting through the inner wrist, releasing some congestion in that area if you've been doing a lot with your hands. We tend to hold on to things rather than press them away, right? Releasing some tension through the carpal tunnel, thus releasing some compression on the medial nerve that creates that repetitive stress feeling of numbness and sharp pain through the arm to the shoulders. Take it up to the sky. And then roll the wrist out and down halfway to T. Roll out in the opposite direction all the way down. Good. Now take the thumbs and place them into the palms of your hands, right? So thumbs in, and wrap the other 4 fingers around. Jut the hands out in front of you like you have 2 big pitchers of your favorite libation, right? And then pour forward and out as if the glasses were right underneath your hand, and bring it in. So stretching out the thumb and through the inner wrist or the medial side of the wrist, and bring it in. A couple more, out. Whew, that area gets very tight for me. In. Last one, out. And in, shake it out. Perfection. All right, so now we'll practice some poses lying on the back. First one will be butterfly pose with the arms out to those cactus arms if it feels good to you, maybe out to T, maybe by the sides. There's endless ways to position your arms. Sometimes I like it with my arms over my head. So just see what it feels like to you. If you need to watch first, watch first. We will roll on to the side after butterfly pose and then practice another pose on the back as well. So go ahead and take props out of the way. No props for this. Soles of the feet at the top of the mat. Draw the tummy in. Carefully walk yourself down onto your back. And you find a diamond shape with your legs. So soles of the feet together, knees splay out, and arms wherever they feel good to you. Do your best to make a position that opens up the heart. Maybe a cleansing breath when you arrive, and adjust, readjust, find comfort in your own body. So big breath in. Audible sigh. Again. Cleansing breath. Practice more if you need them. Otherwise, close the lips and find that deep abdominal or diaphragmatic breath again. I love me yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I love me yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I love others. I love myself unconditionally and extend that towards others. Breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Carefully taking the hands to the outer legs and closing the space. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself love through this little hug of hugging the legs in, loving your body and loving your mind, accepting it where it is today and where it was and where it will be. A little gentle rock from side to side, massaging the back, not to the point where you'll fall on your shoulder, but just stay in that space where you can control the movement. Place the hands on your kneecaps. Guide the knees in opposite circles to separate them, press them away, and bring them back into your chest, completing those 2 big circles about 3 more times, a total of 4. You'll notice that we've done a lot of things in 4s this morning, or this evening or night, and that's because that 4 is where the heart space is from the tailbone traveling up. It is the 4th pinwheel of energy. Opposite direction if you haven't already. And as you've completed those 4, no hurry to get there. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat with the knees remaining bent. Roll to your side, maybe towards the screen. Take a breath there. No hurry to get up. And now pressing away through your hands, lifting up. So for this next one, your mat can be rolled up into a big burrito, right? You could use that. You could use a big cushion. You could use 2 throw pillows. You could use several blocks if you'd like as well. We're going to get into the side body. So you may seek it out and see what it feels like. But if there's shoulder discomfort, you may need to take the modification of a side stretch. So let's try it out. Stacking 2 blocks for several books. If they are very hard, you can place that blanket or towel on top, creating a little mountain or a little bump in the road here. And so what we're looking for is some compression just beneath the underarm, right? Or armpit, the notch right underneath, okay? There's a little meridian of energy there that corresponds to the heart energy. And so you're resting into it. If it becomes a little too intense, you may rest the head into it. If it's just absolutely too much, you could take this prop, place it a little bit lower by the maybe lower rib down, and turn it into a side stretch, as I am. And you can also place the head there, wrap the arm around, bring it by your side or behind your back. It almost looks like you're in bed or on the floor watching TV, right? So maybe the edge of the block or book into that spot just underneath the armpit, creating a little compression, or farther down, and see where it feels good to you. It may take a moment, it may be new to you, so be patient and take that moment until you find it. And breathe there. There are always some lovely quotes that I love to share, and sometimes if it's the beginning of the week, I tend to forget them. I give my love away, and I love to watch it expand and multiply. I give my love away, and I like to watch it expand and multiply. Breathe. I give my love away, and I like to watch it expand and multiply. Breathe. I give my love away. I like to watch it expand and multiply. For any reason, if this doesn't feel good, hold up your head. You could always bring in that other prop or a blanket and stack it underneath your head instead. Good. So take your time, use your hands to carefully come out of it. And as you come out of it, find your seat, tall spine, take a breath. Maybe notice a little difference from the right and left side of your body. Good. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and then pull them directly down your side body. Do that a couple more times. Up, down. 2 more on your own. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Good. If there's any little wiggling that your intuition says to do to release any of these poses, do it. For it is a journey of getting to know yourself more and more through your practice. So you may hop on the other side, you may bring the prop to the other side, whatever works for you. And then very carefully finding that position just underneath the underarm, little notch right there, or lower to find just a deep side stretch. See what works on this side. But this side may not want that release just underneath the underarm. It may want the side stretch instead. So respect this side of your body as you comfortably find the position. Maybe you say to yourself, I speak words of love. I speak words of love. Breathe. I speak words of love. Yes, use your cleansing breaths, those sigh outs, at any time you need it. I speak words of love. I speak words of love. Last few breaths, visualizing your exit. And then very slowly placing the hands, coming up. Noticing what feels good to you as you find your seat. Maybe you roll it out. Maybe you find some semicircles with your head and neck. Maybe you tick-tock your head from one ear to the other. And you could even open up the throat and draw the chin in a couple of times, like you would in your cat-cows. Brilliant. Now we'll practice what we call supported fish pose. So you could very easily use the cushion from lower back all the way up to the spine, lying down with your legs extended. You can use the books or the blocks if you wish for a more intense stretch. So cushions will be a more mild stretch, blocks will be a more intense stretch, or books. If you are using the blocks, you are creating, just as you see here, a T shape. One will go between the shoulder blades, maybe a little bit lower, and one will go for the head. So the bottom of the T is in between the shoulder blades and the other one underneath the head. On any setting that works best for you, with the intention of opening up across the chest, fronts of the shoulders, and slightly through the throat. So we don't necessarily want the head all the way back. We want some height. So it may be the one between your shoulder blades is on the broadest setting, and it may be the one for the head is on the second setting. It could be any height. Right here, here, here. That's a little bit too high unless you have a lot of flexibility. Let's see what works best. One under the head, one between the shoulder blades. I repeat myself because sometimes when we get down there, we just forget where it felt best or where it works, right? So whatever prop you have behind you, be careful. Place the feet. Feet at the top of the mat, tummy in. Always take my hands back and make sure that it's in the right spots. And then for my head too. Then arms out, palms up, and extending the legs. Right? If you want that diamond shape again, that butterfly pose again, that just felt like you wanted it more time, then do that. Just see where it works for you. Be careful. If you need to come out of it, roll to your side, come up, and then reposition the blocks, the blankets, the mat, whatever felt good to you, but your seat is always on the mat. My heart is centered and open. I am of open heart and open mind. My heart is centered and open. I am of open heart and open mind. Breathe. My heart is centered. I am of open heart and open mind. And this will be the final pose that we hold. If it's too much for your lower back, bend the knees, place the soles of the heartbeat. See where it works best for you. My heart is centered. I am of open heart and open mind. Breathe in, breathe out. And now take a cleansing breath. Breathe through the nose. Sigh it out. Again. And at this point, just allow the natural breath to flow through. Extend the legs if they're bent. Begin to deepen the breath, noticing your heartbeat. Appreciating this new day of life, this breath, this beating of your heart. Stay here longer if you wish. 5 to 10 minutes? Sure, why not? Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Bring the palms face down by your sides, nice and secure. As you bend one knee, place the sole of the foot followed by the other on the mat. Carefully reach one arm out, maybe towards the screen, and roll off of your prop. Don't worry about removing the prop. Stay safe on your side body, using that lower arm to cradle your head. Leaving behind you what doesn't serve you well. Forgiving, accepting, moving from this point forward with an open heart. An open mind. I have the strength to follow my heart. I have the strength to follow my heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Stay where you are or walk yourself up safely from your side and find your seat with a tall spine. Finding Lotus Mudra. A mudra is a seal of the hands, and each finger has a different meaning. Each hand seal has a different meaning. You can make up your own and place whatever intention you'd like to place in it. Bring the hands towards the heart. Keep the thumbs and the pinkies together. Allow the other 3 middle fingers to splay out like a lotus. Oh, this mighty lotus, it grows beautifully in muddy waters, showing us that when times are difficult, we can still bloom like the mighty lotus. Taking it up to the sky, gathering the moonlight or the rays of sunshine, bringing it into your mind as you lightly touch the thumbs, having loving thoughts for yourself and for others. Bringing it towards the mouth as you lightly place the thumbs on your lips, having loving words for yourself and others. And bringing it towards the heart center as you close the petals, absorbing that light, allowing it to guide you through your day, your evening, and night. Nice cleansing breath. Allow the head to bow in, honoring this moment, this practice, living in a space of gratitude and love. And as we say, from my heart to yours, namaste.